G'day everyone, how you going? I hope you're enjoying the weekend on what is a beautiful autumn day here in the Perth Hills. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the Dry Lakes racing and the videos that we did over there in South Australia. I had an awesome time, and certainly the feedback has been really positive. So I appreciate your comments and so on. So yeah, it was a good experience, and looking forward to going back there for 2026 and seeing some of the people that didn't quite get there in terms of their milestones and getting those speeds up there. But we're moving on to the next adventure, I suppose, and my next adventure is, which is why I'm standing in front of my adventure off bike. It's a DRZ400E. It's actually a 2006, so believe it or not, it's nearly 20 years old, this thing. I've had it for about 5 or 6 years now, where I've done quite a few trips, and you'll see that in the video. So where are we off to? Well, we're going to go from Perth all the way to Cape York in a couple of months. I'm riding the motorbike. Friends of ours you would have seen on the channel, Cheryl and Wayne, they're driving their Ram 1500, so they'll be taking that. My son will be joining us, not on the motorbike, he'll be joining us in his Land Cruiser, where my wife Amanda, you would have seen on the video as well, she will be jumping in with him. And then I'll be meeting my two brothers in Cairns, and then we'll be doing the Cape together. So what is it, probably 5.5, nearly 6,000 Ks to get there, and about that to get back, and I'll be doing it on this trusty DZ. As you know, and there's a lot of people out there that've got these bikes, and they're an absolute tractor, proven record, and most of the adventure safaris that you see, particularly going to the Cape, are using the DRZ400s and the the 650s as well. So I've had this for, as I said, about 6 years, and so I've done a few trips on it, and I'll just give you a bit of a taste of what I've done and what I'm going to do now. So we've got about 8 weeks to go, so I need to prep the bike, prep all my gear and get everything ready for the trip, and I'll take you through that just for a couple of videos, and then the big day when we leave here in early July to make the trek. And you'll see on the map that the trip is not your conventional kind of way to get there. So major roads will be the Great Central Road. We'll be going up through to Plenty Highway, across to Boulia, and then up through Hewingdon, up to Cairns, doing the Cape. And yes, we'll get the bike and everything out through to the Telly track. Probably won't be doing all the hard stuff on that, but be an adventure anyway. And then heading all the way back. And believe it or not, I've got about 5 weeks to do it in, if not slightly less. So yeah, looking forward to what is going to be an amazing venture, not only to do it with my son and my wife as well, but also to do it with our friends, Cheryl and Wayne, who we've known for several decades now. And also my two brothers. We are looking forward to that adventure as well, and the part of their wives as well. So yeah, can't wait. Anyway, I'll give a bit of a rundown on the motorbike and give you a bit of an idea what I've done to this thing. I have done a bit of work to it in terms of getting it prepped for off-road adventures that I've done in the past. So bear with us, and hopefully you enjoy it, and please stay with us. If you're not into motorbikes, at least you'll get to see Wayne and his DT Ram. So for those Ram owners out there, but Wayne in his Ram, really have a close look at how that handles such a big trip and the prep work that he does to get his Ram where it needs to be. So looking forward to that. And also the Land Cruisers. You know, my son's got a 76 Land Cruiser, and the work he's getting done to that, and getting himself prepped as well. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Okay, so just starting off at the front of the bike, I probably noticed these scratches here on the front of the bike, and this damage here and over here and over here. 2 years ago, it'll be 3 years ago in December, I was out riding with my mates down near Collyway, and I missed the turn. It was basically almost a 90-degree turn on a goat track, lots of dust. I was tail end Charlie, and I missed it straight into the bush, straight over the handlebars, and I did my shoulder, my right shoulder. The damage that I caused, put it this way, I was out of work for 4 months, nearly 5 months. I wouldn't say even 90% now, yeah, maybe 90-95% recovered, but geez, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. That shoulder injury was very nasty. Tore the the bicep off the bone, and is it the rotor cup or something in the shoulder. But anyway, but it caused me a lot of pain, that did, in terms of caring for myself. So my wife became a very important nurse for me, so I won't be doing that again. But anyway, that's the reason why the damage is there. I was going to get it all fixed up, and I thought, you know what, it's a DRZ, it's a 20-year-old bike. You know what, it's got character now, so that's why I haven't done anything with it. Obviously the fairing, yeah, that's a no-brainer when you're doing the bike. This thing sits comfortably on 110 k's an hour, even 120. I wouldn't do it all day every day, but you know, when you're doing a bit of highway riding, no problems at all. I can sit upright perfectly. New addition, I put these spotties on. These are the steadies, the steady brackets that I've mounted on here. I'll show you a little bit more of an angle on that. And again, I put this frame here. You'll see where I put my spare tyres up here, so you'll see that. So that's pretty good there. Okay, bike. Not only did I put the spotties on, I also put a new LED globe in there as well, because the globe that the DRZ come with, and particularly being so old, literally it's like a candle, you know, you can't see absolutely diddly squat. So that's a game changer in terms of my lighting, and you know, particularly riding at night time around dusk, dawn. If you have to get up early, she probably will be on this trip going to the Cape, being the time of the year that rises a bit later. And so normal stuff, I've got the ram lock mirrors, which is pretty stock standard. I ended up putting some new grips on there as well. Probably, and I'll get a little bit of a closer look. You'll probably see in the footage, I've actually had the big 27, 28 litre tank on there. I took it off and sold the bloody thing, which I never did, but I did. So I've only got the original 9.4, 9.6 litre tank on here. So I've got to carry a couple of bladders for spares, but obviously travelling with the cars, I'll have a jerry can there, but with a bladder and the two bladders and that, I get around about 400 litres, maybe 450 with the weight and all that. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue for the distances between the fuel stops and so on. So okay there. The other thing that I've done is this awesome piece of kit, which is the concert seat. Everyone recommends one, highly recommended, beautiful seat. I'm looking forward to, it's actually brand new, so I've only just put it on for the trip. So I'll be looking forward to using this, and got the extra, but they do come with a heavy price tag, but from the reports and everything that's been said about them, everyone recommends them, so it was a bit of a no-brainer for me to get that on there. So looking forward to that. For those that are interested, I can just pop it out. It actually just sits over the top of the airbox. So, I mean, it does look pretty busy, but if you're going to do any, I guess you've got a fuse there, get one of these. It's a Fuze Box. Absolutely worth its weight in gold. It allows you to basically do all your electrical off the battery through the Fuze Box, as opposed to going directly to the battery. And obviously with the fuse, you can then cut it out. And it just sits in the top here. It fits in nice and comfortably, out of the way, underneath the seat. And yeah, it works a treat. So all the extra power, including the trickle charger that I've got for the bike, because these things notoriously need a trickle charger if you're not riding them. So when it sits in the shed, it basically gets charged up. So yeah, Fuze Box, worth its weight in gold. That's exactly, I think that's what it's called. If you put in Fuze Box in the search engine, it'll come up to one of these. I don't think it's that expensive. I think it's less than $100. So it was worth actually wiring it all into a separate thing. Not only that, it works well because you can run it off the ignition without flattening your battery when you stop the bike. So yeah, the Fuze Box, that works out well. Or the B&B, I should say, off-road framework. I've got that on here. That's where my bag goes. You can see my saddle bags here. That holds all the tools as well, I'll go through the bits and pieces that I take with me. Haven't really done too much else. My number plate's fallen off here. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll just move the camera. Yeah, my number plate's a little bit dodgy. I'll have to fix that up and probably get a new one, but I'll probably screw some plates on there and tie it all together so that it works. Down here, I've got a couple of guards. I put a guard in here, down here as well. I got a new chain. Probably the two most important things that I've done on the bike is put a heavy duty spring in here. That's the white one. I think they come with a blue one, if I recall, spring. So that's a heavy duty to carry the extra load. And the other thing I did, I had my forks done. So we've beefed them up, and the forks to carry the corrugations and so on, which has worked really well. So I've done that on a few trips. I did the Great Central Road a couple of years ago with the forks and the springs done, and that worked really well. I do have Dunlop 605s on here, not the 606s. I do find the 606s are pretty good, particularly on the dirt. Problem being is when you get onto the highway, they are a little bit worse for wear. They don't last too long. So what I've done this time, I've gone the 605s, which is more of a combination of both. So that should work pretty well. So I'll be testing out those as we go forward on the bike. Just up front here, I've got myself a whole range of bits and pieces. There's my 12-volt socket here, which I use to run the air compressor. I've got my ports down there for charging. I've got my Garmin, so that's all linked in. So in case I do come off, I've got the necessary support and so on down the line to help me out. But again, I'm with the family and all that, so I shouldn't have too many dramas there as far as the bike is concerned, and certainly myself coming off, so all good. Overall, the bike is just about ready to go. A few more little tweaks. I'm going to do an oil change and a filter change. Other than that, she's good to go, so looking forward to that. G'day everyone, thanks for watching. I've got to admit, I'm absolutely over the moon about this trip. I just cannot believe that I'm going to be riding a motorbike from Perth to Cape York and back again, and so excited to do it with friends, my son, my wife and my two brothers as well. Really excited. It's a bucket list item for me to be able to do it. Not everyone can, I get it, but hopefully if you're one of those people that are not in a position to do this trip or a trip like this, that hopefully my trip you can watch and experience the things that I experience and bring it to you in your lounge room wherever you are in the world, so that you can see what this magnificent country has to offer in terms of adventure, and just the contrast of where Perth is and where through the deserts and into the tropics, you know. So it's going to be pretty amazing adventure. So sit back, relax, stick with me on this one. I think you'll enjoy it, and got plenty of videos to come. We're not too far away, just a couple of months before we embark off on our trip, and hopefully you enjoy it with me. You take care now.